All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about rumors regarding Fleetwood Mac in this particular episode. Thanks for being here, doing what I do in real time for a few real people just like you there, right there, just like me here. Man, I was talking about this last year, probably the early part of this year. So, members of Fleetwood Mac appear to be teasing something on social media. Folks, there's got to be a big, huge pile of money on the table for a reunion with Stevie and Lindsey. All right. And yeah, Mick Fleetwood will be there. I don't know if John McVie is up for this. That's an interesting question. And for those of you who are really into Fleetwood Mac, you'd probably want John to be there. I hear he likes to hang out on his boat and he's not really that concerned about being in a rock band anymore. But you know what? If the money is right, you give John whatever he wants and you bring them back, and this would provide closure. Plus, it gets Stevie and Lindsey back on stage, and you would sell a lot of tickets to just see Lindsey and Stevie back on stage. This is all over the classic rock media. Are the members of Fleetwood Mac trying to tell us something? Yes, they're telling us they want to make a big payday based on some cryptic posting, which is all over social media. They might have some news to share. This would be cool to report this. There are so many people that are still mad about the way Lindsey Buckingham was kicked out of the band. So this would give them something to celebrate. Apparently, it started when Mick Fleetwood shared a video of him listening to Frozen Love, which is a song from the Buckingham Nicks album back in 1973. It's amazing that much time has passed, but yes. And it's a pretty good song, by the way. If you haven't listened to that album, yeah, this is why they decided to take them both in, although Lindsey said, hey, we're a package deal. Because originally they wanted a guitarist, and he said, yeah, I can do the job, but I'm bringing my girlfriend. And that's how Stevie got into Fleetwood Mac. Of course, she'll tell you it's based on her amazing ability. And look, Stevie was a great addition to Fleetwood Mac. I have no problems with the early days of Stevie's existence in Fleetwood Mac. The marriage of Stevie and Lindsey, the marriage of coming into Fleetwood Mac, funny how he uses the word marriage because they never actually got married. It's a metaphor, obviously. He says when they did, it's all in the song. It's in the music, Mick said of this track, talking about Frozen Love. It's magic then. It's magic now. It's magic now? Could be magic now. He says, what a thrill. Amen. So he's preaching a little bit here. He's telling everybody the Church of Fleetwood Mac might reopen. While Mick could have just been reflecting on the past, this is the interesting part. Stevie and Lindsey were both soon sharing. They were sharing that post on Instagram, along with two new things that they decided to share. Stevie offered a post with the words, if you go forward, written in cursive, while Lindsey shared a similar post with the words, I'll meet you there, which are lyrics in Frozen Love. Wow. So that's a real interesting way to do this. Maybe they're both really nostalgic, but the tension between these two would just blow up ticket sales. Guaranteed. Now, the complimentary posts from both Stevie and Lindsey are interesting considering their off and on again relationship. Yeah. And of course, they'll give you a Cliff Notes version of their existence. They broke up in 1976. Their relationship has been tense over the years, and they had a final falling out in 2018. Actually, that wasn't a falling out, that was a kicking out. That was Buckingham being kicked out of Fleetwood Mac. Nix told Rolling Stone in October the last time she spoke with Lindsey was for about 3 minutes at the Christine McVie Celebration of Life. Now, without Christine, some people will say you can't do this without Christine. I've said reluctantly because Christine McVie was my favorite Fleetwood Mac person. If you go back and listen to her contributions to this band, going back before Stevie Nicks joined, she's just my favorite. Her songwriting, her style, her class, all of those things. She's the best. She was the best. Replacing her, I don't know if you can replace her. I don't know what they'll do about the Christine McVie material, if they'll bring someone in to the band, or if both Lindsey and Stevie will take turns with these songs. I don't know. I'm kind of torn as to what they could do. But replacing Christine McVie is pretty much impossible. The only person that might be able to do it is this new lady who is in Rumours of Fleetwood Mac. She's fantastic. She's as close to Christine as anyone I've heard. And Rumours of Fleetwood Mac, just an amazing tribute band to Fleetwood Mac. But and by the way, that band gets the approval of Mick Fleetwood. He's said all kinds of great things about them, which is kind of unusual. Typically, tribute bands don't get the approval from, you know, the guy in the real band, but Mick Fleetwood loves Rumours of Fleetwood Mac. So that's a solution. And maybe you do this whole tour, if you're going to do a tour, as a tribute to Christine McVie. But the big story would be Stevie and Lindsey back on stage again, and people would just show up to hear what's going to happen. You know, if there's going to be some more of that great on-stage chemistry, which that's what it is. It's not casual chemistry, by the way. It's not casual. It's intense, wild, crazy, off-the-hook chemistry. And people want closure. I've been saying this. Fleetwood Mac fans, they want one more shot at seeing those two together on stage. And Irving Azoff, he wants to make lots of money here, and the money is out there for this. There's got to be huge sums of money ready to be transferred into bank accounts for this to happen. So we shall see, folks. We shall see. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say I think this is going to happen. I think this is going to happen. I don't know when they'll finalize this, but it's probably sooner than later. It could happen in the fall, or it could happen in 2026. Obviously, I'll keep you posted. And if I'm wrong because one person is going to be stubborn and hold this up, and I think you know who that is. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget Patreon. Buy me a coffee. I've been getting some coffee lately. I appreciate the coffee. YouTube memberships, another way to support the channel. PJ Rock Super Chats, Patreon, if I didn't already say Patreon. I post things on Patreon on a fairly regular basis, and it's usually stuff that I'm listening to or statements I'm making about whatever. Could be faith, politics, music, whatever. Thanks for being here. God bless everyone, and pray for that Fleetwood Mac reunion. For those of you who love Fleetwood Mac, it would be, I think, one last grand send-off for a great British-American band. Technically, it's a British band, but now it's, I guess, more American than British. So we'll see what happens.